Hi Aries, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and this is going to be your general mid-month reading for September 2024. And I want to start off with an announcement. First of all, this channel is 9 months old, so it's a fairly young channel. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. We have reached over 1,000 subscribers now, which is incredible. So it's a huge milestone for me. And so what I would like to do is give back now, and I would like to offer a little contest and during this reading actually. And it's going to be a contest to enter to win a free reading from me. So I'm giving away 5 free readings. And somewhere in this reading, I will tell you all about it and how you can enter the contest to win. All right, so we're going to start off with using the Tarot of the Abyss, and I'm going to pick 3 cards for each section here. So I'm going to start off with looking at what pattern, situation, or issue in your life is showing up right now for healing. And then once I do that, I'll pick another card for what aspect from your shadow is driving or impacting this issue. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work. And if you're not familiar with the term shadow or shadow work, I'll leave a really good video that I've done from my other channel called Carol Cares. And the video is my powerful 4-step guide to shadow work. And it's all about facing your own shadow and how I've done it myself in my own intensive healing journey that I'm still on. And so you can take a look at that, because, you know, what comes up in your shadow in part 2 is really having the biggest impact on the situation you're dealing with. And we don't know what's in our shadow, right? It sits in our unconscious, but there's something there to heal in order for you to heal what you're dealing with in your life. And then finally in part 3 is what guidance does the tarot have for you to begin to heal this. And remember that this is a healing channel. The healing journey is a process. And so it'll be something that will kind of give you some guidance as to how am I going to deal with this. Because a lot of times people don't really know where to start, you know. So the tarot will tell us some good guidance. And then, so let's begin. I'm going to ask what pattern, situation, issue is Aries dealing with right now, and it's showing up in their life. So 1 card, please, for this. Okay, so I got 2 cards here, so I'll take these 2. So you have the 7 of Swords in reverse, and then you also have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So these cards came out here. And so what aspect from your shadow is driving or impacting this issue? Two cards again, which is interesting. Ace of Swords. Usually I'm pretty good at getting just 1 card. And Wheel of Fortune is coming, but sometimes it needs to be kind of clarified, this first card. And then finally, what guidance does the tarot have for you? On this 3rd part, 1 card, please. This time it listened. King of Cups. All right, so we're going to clarify. I can't remember if I told you I was using the Tarot of the Abyss, which is the first deck here. Sometimes I forget. I'm going to be using now the Rider-Waite to clarify everything. So I did shuffle these before I came on. I'd like to give them a quick... Okay, so can I have some clarifiers? 2 to 3 for this 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords here. 2 to 3 cards here. One. Couple more cards for clarification. Looks like it spit out a few here. Okay, so a bit of a story at the beginning. So to clarify our Five of Pentacles and Seven of Swords in reverse, you have the Four of Swords. Haven't seen that card in a long time, actually. Six of Wands in reverse. Both of those are in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. And the Six of Swords in reverse. So all of these are in reverse. Interesting. Clarify the Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, please. 2 to 3 cards for this. The King of Swords in reverse. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll see if I have to clarify it further. The King of Cups, please. All right, so you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Cups, and then you have these two. So you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the Justice card at the end. I like the Justice card. So you got it at the end, which is nice. All right, so let's begin, Aries. What are you sitting with? What situation right now you're dealing with? We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Swords together. And as clarification, so the Five of, and both in reverse. So the Five of Pentacles speaks about these two individuals that are hanging on to each other. They're for dear life. They could go into this church. They need help. They're cladly dressed. They're just, and this person is even standing at the doorway, inviting them in, but they're just not feeling. This one individual is like, I just don't feel worthy enough to go in. And so, and this is in reverse here. And so I'm seeing here that, your unworthiness is really, because it's in reverse, it's just not something that you're willing to deal with. And what's happening is the Seven of Swords is coming in reverse as well. And the Seven of Swords talks about this thief card that steals these swords from people. And the swords are our mental energy, our mental thought patterns. And so, and I always, because it's a thief card, I sort of kind of say it's those mental thoughts that we stole, right? But it's not that. It's really these mental thoughts that we inherited from people, and they have caused us to feel this shame about ourselves, this unworthiness. And again, it's in reverse here. And so I can see you as someone that's very much has been given, because our shame is not something, everybody has shame, but nobody likes to talk about it because it is really a shitty emotion. There's a reason it starts with SH, because it belongs in that category. It's just yucky feelings that we have about ourselves, and shame is given to us. It's given to us. It's not something that we were born with. And so you have these ideas about yourself that you were given, and they are definitely something that needs to be healed. This unworthiness that you're feeling, and it needs to be healed, but there is a big resistance on your part to healing this, because they're painful emotions. Let's face it, they're very painful. You have this next card, which is the Four of Swords in reverse. And the Four of Swords is a card that, and here are these four swords again, and like I said, it's this mental energy with our head spinning a lot. And a lot of times we just need to take time out so that we can get grounded with ourselves. And I see this as an individual that's grounding themselves, that is very much taking the time out that they need for themselves, carving out time to them for themselves to heal, to feel. But this is in reverse here. And so, it doesn't surprise me that it's in reverse, because you have these two cards, these real painful emotions, these things that you feel about yourself that are not true, by the way, because shame is not true. It's something that's given to us by others. But you're not willing to take the time out that you need to feel these. And also right behind this Four of Swords, it comes this Six of Wands card, and explains a little bit more here. In an upright position, this card talks about victory, coming back from a battle, and it's got all the supporters here around them. You got the victory wreath going on too, and sixes in my deck have this duality to them. And so this card, on, when you first look at it, thinks, well, it looks like it's a winning card, right? But it is definitely a card of losing. And it's in reverse here. And so again, it's something that you're blocking and you're resisting and you're not willing to look at it. But what is under this green blanket here? What is the opposite of winning? What have you lost here? Well, if you pull the blanket away, that's what's going to tell you what you lost. And this is really a card of grieving. A lot of times when we've lost something, we need to grieve. If you've been handed all this shame and you've been told that you're a certain person and you've continued to believe that you're unworthy, that you don't matter, and continue and not willing to take time out for yourself. I mean, why would you take time out for yourself? Why would you put yourself first if you feel like you don't matter? But there's so much grieving behind this that needs to take place of, the way you feel about yourself. And the Emperor is interesting, comes out here. And this Emperor is in reverse, and this is the masculine energy that we have. That's from the Major Arcana. It's this universal force here, this masculine energy, like a father figure, like a real father figure. And I'm wondering here, sometimes it comes in as, a controlling, you're feeling quite controlled. And I'm wondering if you're in a controlling environment right now, where sometimes if you're in a controlling environment with someone else, it will continue to re-traumatize you and keep you in this place of not mattering and not feeling good about yourself. Because the Emperor speaks of these laws, right? It's like a father figure here. He's so solid, he's so comfortable, and he's been in this chair forever because he's made the laws of society. And and right now, this is definitely something that you're not willing to not willing to look at. And when I see that card coming out about the laws, and I see that you have these Seven of Swords, and to me these two go together. It's like you have been told this. Maybe even came from a very controlling environment when you're younger. I don't know, because I don't know what's in your shadow right now. But you've been told certain things that have really formed who you are. And, by these laws. And you continue to live by these laws that you've been raised by. Continue to live almost like, sometimes people will be raised in a certain environment and they continue to live like that even after they've left that environment, because that's the effect that the Emperor has on us. I call it the controller, but the Emperor has on us, where you've been taught these things about yourself, and that's what you believe. It's like it's the truth. And then I see this Six of Swords card coming here. It's in reverse, but in an upright position. This is a card of, going to safer waters. This individual is bringing these people from rough waters to smoother waters here. And I did question you even, whether or not, I kind of talked about being in a situation where you're not being able to carve time out for yourself. And and maybe being in a controlling environment. And then it ends with, this is a healing channel. My Six of Swords is all about the safety card, about this individual taking people to a safe place. It's in reverse here. And so I need to ask you, are you in a safe place? Are you in a safe place where you can take time out to yourself and deal with some of these mental thoughts you have in your head, and this unworthiness that you feel about yourself? If you are not in a safe place, if you are with someone, it could be a partner, it could be a friend, it could be a colleague at work, it could be an intimate partner that is continuing to keep you. It could be a family member, family of origin member. It could be someone that's continuing to keep you in a situation right now where you're not feeling safe enough to do some of this healing. I think that's where you are right now. And so, what's coming up from your shadow right now? Because there's some unworthiness right here that's coming up. And all of this is kind of like blocked. There's a resistance to dealing with this, like I said, because you're not in a safe place. So what's coming up from your shadow that's really impacting this situation here? Well, you have the Ace of Swords here. And the Ace of Swords speaks about this gift from the universe, a sword. You have 7 of them right here, but these were ones that were given to you. These are the things that people told you about yourself, but they weren't true. Your truth is right here. Your truth is sitting in your shadow. When we are younger, we knew who we were. We knew what our truth was. And as we go through life, we have people tell us who we are, and it's not who we are. So, and we continue to believe this. But in your shadow, your truth is sitting right here. Your truth isn't here. It's not here. It's in your shadow. The Wheel of Fortune card is here. And the Wheel of Fortune speaks about life and a change in circumstance. There is something when you were younger where your Wheel of Fortune, something happened where your circumstances changed for you. Here was your truth. Here was the real you. Things in your life happened. The Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Life turns. Circumstances change. And next card is the Chariot card. And in an upright position, this is the story of this no, he's not the gondolier. He's the charioteer here. He is, almost cemented in place. And these sphinxes are cemented in place, and they're looking at two different, they're not even going into the direction. He has no, reins on them or anything. And this talks about very much, because it's in your shadow and it's in reverse, it talks about to me that you came from a very controlling, because he is driving those sphinxes with his willpower alone, very much controlled. And so I'm seeing here that when you were younger, your environment that you lived in was controlled. Like your wheel, the way that your life was turning around was controlled by someone else. And so there was no room for you to bring out this authentic self, this real you, because it was controlled, very much controlled, which is very interesting here. So the next card that comes out, which is another sword. You have a lot of swords energy in your reading so far, which is your mental thoughts and your belief systems. You have the King of Swords here. And the kings are our ego self. And they're the driving force, really. It's the ego self is the one that will keep us in our head. and will not want us to be authentic. The ego is petrified of emotions and petrified of being authentic. And it learned as a very young age that in order to, you know, if your authentic self is shut down here in your environment, well, your ego self will come out to protect you, to say, okay, you can't be your real self. You're not allowed to be your real self. And so you have to put on these masks. You got to put on these masks. And that's why you have all these belief systems here about yourself, because you were told a bunch of bullshit about yourself. And so now your ego self here continues to put on all these masks when you go out into society and you meet all these people and you don't even know who you are. Here's the shame. This is where the shame comes from. You don't even know who you are. You know, you were given all this stuff, and that's why you... So I'm wondering if, you know, you're not feeling safe. I'm wondering if you came from an uncontrolled environment when you were younger, and then you have this Emperor card, and I talked about the control, like a father-like figure here. So I'm wondering if you're in a relationship of some sort where you are being controlled still, again, and that comes from your childhood where you were controlled as well. And so this is a pattern that's repeating itself. And in order to heal this, in order for you to be able to get to a safer place, which means maybe walking away sometimes from this controlling environment, we got to go back to our childhood. We got to go back to what's sitting in our shadow and heal that before we're able to heal our own situation right here. All right, this is the time that I'm going to talk about how you can enter the contest to win a free reading from me. So, first of all, when you clicked on the thumbnail, there is a picture on the front of it. And if you look at that picture, there is a restaurant on the picture, if you look closely, and the name is there. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at that restaurant. It's, I'm going to give you a clue. It's from a popular destination in Canada. And the restaurant itself is quite popular in that area. And so what I want you to do is I want you to email yellowcardinaltarot@gmail.com, and it's written on the screen. And I want you to tell me what food item this popular restaurant in a touristy area in Canada is best known for. And the food item itself is 2 words. And there's another small little clue on the picture itself. If you'll see it if you look closely. So you're going to have to go back to the thumbnail that you clicked on and get a close look at it. For some of you that have been to this area, or for some of you, I know I have people out there that are actually subscribers that live in this area, believe it or not. So yeah, and that'll be your chance to win. And once you email me, I'll pick the first 5 people and I will email you back and to let you know what you need to do from there. Good luck. So what advice does the tarot have for you? What guidance? Well, here's the ego self here that comes out. Again, here's another king. So you have 2 kings, which is your male side of you, which is your ego self, and you also have the emperor. So strong masculine energy here, controlling energy. And the king of cups is the ego self that is petrified of emotions. Petrified. And so the universe wants you to know that you are very much up in your head and being controlled by your ego self that doesn't want you to touch your emotions, that will tell you, don't even dare go there. It's like that, I'm dating myself here, but it's like that robot on Lost in Space. Growing up when I watched that program, and it'd always go around, danger, 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 don't go there. your ego self is petrified that if you go into your body, and if you start to feel some of those emotions that you need to feel, big emotions like shame, because that's where our emotions are. They're in our body. They're not in our head. But this ego self will keep you in your head. And it'll say, don't go in your body, because it's petrified of emotions. But that's how you're going to find your real self. You're going to find out when you start to heal some of this shame, this shitty shame that people gave you when you were younger and told you who you were. That's not true. You're going to be on, that's the first thing that the universe wants to take you is, it's time now. We've got to get back. You've got to get back in your body. You've got to get out of your head, and you got to get back into that body. And here's the Eight of Pentacles here in reverse here. And so this Eight of Pentacles is the story of an individual that's doing this work. It is a card of the workplace. It is a card of doing some purposeful work that you want to do. And it gives you joy in life, and it's in reverse here. And so, you know, there's a part of you that maybe this is somebody in the workplace. Maybe your workplace is toxic and it's very controlling, and it's keeping you, it's controlling you. It could be about your workplace, but it's very much a card of not being in a space where you are fulfilling your true purpose, fulfilling your true authentic self and who you really are. And there's definitely this part of you that has shut down here. Here's this individual. Look at the way he's sitting. This is the Nine of Cups. Cups is about emotions. He has decided, I have 9 cups. That's enough. It's almost put them on a shelf here like they're all trophies here. But he's one away from feeling the full range of emotions here. But he's like, no, I'm not feeling anymore. I've put all my emotions away. And so that's what this ego self can make us do. And say, you know what? We're not feeling anymore. No way. I'm too scared. We're not going there. We're not touching that stuff. And then we shut it all down. And so the next card that comes out is the Seven of Pentacles. Very interesting. You had the 8 here. Well, the 7 talks about this individual that has dedicated a great part of their life hoeing pentacles. And look at their face. He's looking at it going like, is this it? This is everything? Now what? You know, maybe you've just retired. Maybe you're sitting in that spot where you're like, I have spent my entire life on this job, doing this job, or doing it, whatever it is you've spent most of your life doing, and you're now going, is this everything? And the universe wants you to, and maybe you're questioning, is this everything? Is this really everything? And the universe wants you to know that, you know, there's something else out there. This isn't everything. And maybe it's job related. I don't know. But is this everything? And the universe wants you to say it's not everything. It's not everything. It's not the end. This 9 of Pentacles, this 9 of Cups here that says it's the end, I'm not feeling anymore, it's not the end. Like I said, this ends in justice, which is a very nice card to have. It's a universal force, this card. Justice is a beautiful card because on one hand he's got this sword in his hand, and on the other one he's got this balance. You know, it's time to bring life to balance here. You had this Wheel of Fortune that was kind of not turned in your favor when you were younger in your shadow. And I think it's time here that you got to bring this balance, this wheel here, bring it into balance, right? We balance wheels when we go in and bring our car in to get fixed, they get balanced. It's time to balance out this wheel of life. And how are you going to do it? How are you going to start to balance this out? Well, you're going to get to who your truth is. You're going to get to your authenticity and who you are. And you know, your truth is not up here. It's never up here. We tell ourselves all these things, all these 7 of Swords, all these belief systems. We tell ourselves how much we don't matter and how much we're unworthy, and we base it on what people told us when we were younger. It's not our truth. The universe wants you to get back to your truth, which is sitting first card in your shadow, the Ace of Swords. That's your truth. It's time to get back to your truth, Aries. It's time to get back to who you are. Because where you're sitting right now is not you. And I think you're feeling that. And so I'm going to leave you with a playlist on grounding. I want you to learn how to get back. First of all, I want you to teach you how to ground your mind and then ground into your body, right? Because the King of Kings here want to keep you up in your head. I want you to ground that, and then you're going to ground your body. And I take you into my backyard and I teach you how to ground. And I use those grounding tactics all the time. And it helps to keep me into my body, so I really can ground into who I am and who the authentic me is, and get in touch with my emotions and feel some of those emotions. Feel some of that shame. Feel some of that shame that you need to feel, that's not yours, that was given to you from someone else. And so I'll leave you with a grounding playlist. I'll leave you with your September 2024 reading. And Aries, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is a very difficult journey and very painful at times, but it's the most important journey of your life. So take care, and I'll see you next month. Bye.